Welcome to Who Put This On, and I'm the host, Chris Lorenz, and this week we watched Tool Academy. Sitting to my left is...
Harrison Hoffman.
Right, and sitting to my right...
Robert Kitts.
Sitting...
Change the order,
So no special intro for our...
No intros on...
Just rolling with that one.
There's just new personalities, new music, and we're not going to comment on any of it.
Just like a reality TV show.
I guess that was the...
Did you not get the memo? All right, sitting next to Harrison.
James Rahal.
And sitting next to him...
accomplished celloist Yo-Yo Max.
Oh, okay.
And Yo-Yo Max,
are we going to get a little performance before the end of the show?
Hand me a ukulele or something, and sure.
Wait,
I thought you were a celloist.
Cellist?
It's all the same.
I don't think Yo-Yo Max would say something like that.
I just said it.
Does Yo-Yo Max dual wield yo-yos?
No.
Oh my god! All right. So this week
I'm not Ness.
we watched season 1, episode 1 of Tool Academy, and this show is real ridiculous.
Oh man.
So Chris, I just got to know off the bat, do you hate this show immediately? Because most of these...
So let's compare the last 4 shows we watched. Real terrible. This show just terrible.
Okay, so just a terrible on the Chris scale of
the thing
terribles.
is, like, with these shows, I have a real hard time knowing what is real and what isn't real. And
It doesn't matter.
Like you say, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
And in my mind, I'm like, this is all scripted and fake. So I just I kind of...
Did Chris just compare the show to The Matrix?
Yeah.
Don't know what's real. I mean, the entire fun of a reality show, and like in order to get any enjoyment out of it, you have to...
Suspend disbelief.
Suspend your disbelief. Like, convince yourself that it's real. Like, that's the whole thing.
Why?
Because that is
This is why I don't watch them.
Okay, well, you watch them now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I critique them.
Sure.
At
That's
least.
true. No, you're in this. You're watching them.
I'm watching them.
You are now a reality show
maybe
TV
a year
watcher.
from now, I'll be at that level. I'm just not at that level yet.
Tool Academy is amazing. Like, I would watch this show every single week if it was still on TV. This is a great show.
Well, if you did, maybe it'd still be on TV.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know about it when it was originally on. I don't spend a lot of time on VH1 in general, but...
Yeah, I gotta say, as my first time on this podcast, I was ready for some real terrible show, and then I feel weird because I'm like, that was fantastic.
Definitely a home run for your first episode. Yeah.
It was just super entertaining.
Yeah. I feel like Rob's gonna, turn the tides on the show now. We just might start ramping in.
There you
some
go.
really good ones.
You see, this is what happens when we don't let Chris choose the show.
I didn't choose any of these shows.
True.
Who picked the last one?
I mean, I was
Chris did.
kind of insistent on us doing a shitty female-focused one. But I didn't choose a specific one that we did.
That's racist.
Oh, God. We really got to teach Max the difference between
James,
racism and sexism.
James,
you want to
go over the description of the show, James?
Yeah, I can do that for you. All right, so VH1 described the show. They parade through dance clubs, preening and posing, while they bestow a great gift on womankind. They live in their own little worlds, where your spray tans...
What was the great gift?
What?
What was the great gift which they bestowed on
there's
womankind?
a triple dot. I totally skipped over that. It's themselves.
Okay, yeah.
I guess that's important for the conversation.
That's very
My
important.
bad. I didn't want to
I think it was
that out.
implied. I think I got it.
But yeah, they live in their own little worlds with spray on tans define you. Muscles are the new black, and no women, especially your girlfriend's best friend, is off limits. They lie, they cheat, they treat their women like doormats. They're America's tools, and they need help. They just don't know it yet.
So why are we
boy.
trying to take these guys away from women's gift to mankind or whatever they just described there?
Well, they're not actually God's gift to womankind. They just think that they are. I think is the
Right.
premise of the show.
Right. I mean, maybe we should explain how the initial part of the show. Just I wouldn't worry about that. It's going to be fine. You got to let it roll. And you got to let things happen.
What are you talking about?
One take.
I don't know what you're
One
talking
take.
about. You're fumbling around with the computer or something. I just wouldn't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
I would just move on.
Yeah, it's true. So, but let's get into the meat of the show here. These guys are basically thinking they're on the show called Mr. Awesome, I think it was.
This part of the show I actually liked. It was
Right.
real. Like, these were the real people. These were what they wanted to be. And, they're crushing dreams.
So like the show opens and they're all rolling in on this big bus that says "Party Bus" on the front of it.
Yep.
And inside the bus, there's a bunch of booze and stripper poles, and these tools are getting wild in there, essentially.
Right. They immediately get off the bus and are just chanting "awesome."
Yeah, they're. Oh man, there's people just like ripping off their shirts. There's dudes just on the ground humping the ground randomly. Like there's
a lot
just
of flexing.
Lot of flexing.
A lot of flexing. What was the percentage of shirts? I feel like there was like 2 guys with shirts on, and there was one guy just yelling "man panties" for some reason.
Oh yeah,
It's because he was wearing
Matsuflex.
man panties. I think it's because he was wearing man panties.
Right.
So in the middle of all this,
Matsuflex or
they are slowly introducing each character. Not each character, each person. You know what I mean. And the thing
they
is,
seem like characters.
all of them have ridiculous, made up names. So one guy's named like Mega, one is named Celebrity, one's called
Matsuflex.
Matsuflex. That's never explained why.
And
Because
they all
there's a
have
flex,
taglines,
bro.
too. The taglines were also great.
Oh.
Matsuflex was just the naked tool or something
Yeah,
like that.
so you know how like on CNN, you'll see senator's name and then R dash state they're from, a title or something. Each of these tools has a title. So you got Tiny Tool Adventures. You got Power Tool. You got Greek Tool. It's all over the place, and it's wonderful.
So it seems like they've kind of gained this reputation like throughout the season, and then when they went back at the end of the season to do the edit, they just filled in the names all the way back. So some people have nicknames that we don't understand yet.
Right.
So like, I mean,
Like there's like Lazy Tool or something.
Slacker Tool, I think it was.
Slacker
Yeah.
Tool, yeah.
There's
That was-
Play a Pimp Tool.
That
Right.
was
Play
that
a
was
pimp-
Mega.
Yeah.
Play a
Right.
Pimp Tool.
There's a lot of good
The
characters.
best character on the show.
I feel
So-
like those are the nicknames they gave themselves to be on Awesome.
So,
right, Mr. Oz. Well,
but
you
it
think
seems
Tiny
like
Tool gave himself his own nickname.
Tiny Tool definitely did not give himself a name. Let me tell you.
well, that wasn't his nickname. That was like the show's nickname. But like Mega is the one that he gives himself, and everyone
Right.
knows him as
But
Mega.
But Mega did have a tagline, so we're talking about the tagline piece, right?
I was talking about their actual made up names.
No, but Tiny Tool wasn't like his name.
No, it wasn't.
That
You're
was
right.
that was like the.
I
quotes
understand what
underneath.
Tiny Tool is.
Right. So
Tiny
what was
Tool
Tiny
was
Tool's
like
name?
he was like the bowling guy.
Yeah, his name was like Jeff or something. Like it wasn't like it wasn't anything
He
crazy.
didn't have any cool name like Celebrity.
Or Mega.
Right.
So Mega at some point explains in the show that Mega is actually an acronym for makes every girl aroused, which is amazing.
All right, girls. If your boyfriend says his nickname is Mega, for that, do you not just dump him immediately?
Well, did he tell her what Mega stood for? Because you might think Mega
I'm
just
sure
means
it came up.
I'm sure at some
he
point
knows.
she was like, "Hey, why's your name Mega?"
It's,
Well, there's lots
yeah.
of things you can say for
I guess you could. Yeah.
Right. So all these guys are on the show. They think they're interviewing. So all the pre-cuts they've done are for Mr. Awesome. So they're just acting crazy, right? But then, meanwhile, the girls are there. And then at some point the show flips, and it's like, oh, guess
Well,
what?
Well, before
Wait,
that,
wait, wait,
Oh,
wait,
well,
wait,
okay,
wait,
okay.
wait,
I'm
wait, wait.
jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead.
So the guys get off the bus, and the
Oh, yeah.
host is like, "Yo, you gotta go strut your stuff in front of these girls."
Show the world that you're Mr. Awesome.
Yeah,
It was like I can't think what that's called. Catwalk,
catwalk.
some sort of thing.
Like a fashion show.
yeah, there you go.
Runway.
But there was no fashion. It was mostly guys just with no shirts on,
Yeah.
and no
Sometimes with
pants.
bundles
And
of
some
cash
guys with no pants.
made into
My
scarves.
favorite outfit, I think, was the boa made out of $100 bills that Celebrity was
That
wearing.
was
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
That was pretty
Holy
awesome.
crap!
And apparently he was broke. According
Right.
to the
girl's
girls.
like,
So,
you can't afford that lifestyle.
This backs up my theory that like when they rolled up on this show, the show had bought all these insane props for them, and they're just like, just go crazy. Here's all this dumb stuff. Like, just put it on.
I do think that they did that, but I also think they rolled up with their own stuff.
I feel like they had some stuff. Yeah.
I think the thing of $100 bills was definitely provided by this show. I don't think Celebrity
those are-
had that.
Those are fake hundies. They're not.
well,
like,
obviously
real
they weren't
hundies.
cut up real hundies.
But like, so then why can't he bring that with him?
Wait.
It's just-
So you're telling me the roll of $100 bills with a string through them wasn't real?
They're still valid $100 bills if they were.
So you like roll to
Well-
like a food stop, and you're like, hey, let me just bring $100 off for you.
well, as long as you haven't like cut off more than half of the bill, then you can
All
still
you really
spend
need
it.
is the serial numbers.
No, it's actually like I think you need more than half of the bill, and you can
Correct.
I
spend
don't think
it.
that's. I don't.
That
think
is
that's-
I
the
did.
thing.
I think it's half because less than
more
half.
than half.
Right. Whoever has less than half gets screwed.
You need to
because
have
they're
the
like,
half
yeah.
with the right serial numbers
I
on it.
don't know, man.
You can't just split the bill in half, and then one guy has one half, one guy has the other half.
No, and the half I think it's void. It has to be like 51% sort of deal.
Yeah,
I
You
don't
have to have a
think-
majority
do they have
because you
share.
can't just be doubling your money by
Does
cutting
have
it in
a
half.
machine out there?
You gotta go
That's
double or
gonna have
nothing
you
on a
just
video
have
bonus
I'm
question.
saying you need to have the half with the serial number on them. Like if you have the half without the serial number, you've got nothing.
Why?
Because that doesn't equal the dollar
I think-
bill.
I think they have like the serial number in multiple places.
Right. I was
on
like,
the
I
bill.
feel like the serial numbers are just.
Yeah, does
someone
anyone
pull
have a
dollar
bill?
out.
I feel like
I don't have any money.
no.
Who has a dollar?
Who cares?
You realize
Cash
the show
nowadays.
nobody has a dollar. What the fuck?
2014.
The Who Put This On crew is broke. Okay, so we have a dollar bill here. We're gonna we're
Please
examining
donate.
it.
Please donate.
So actually, the serial number's on both sides of the bill. So I think it's okay.
Okay, so moving on from the
I feel
$100
like
bill,
Chris owes
boa,
each of us at least a dollar.
each of these guys is walking down
That's
the
Rob's
catwalk.
dollar.
And some of them are. And meanwhile, the girlfriends are in some house watching this happen. And each of these guys is going down. Sometimes they'll motorboat the girls. Well, no, the girls.
The girls are
motorboat them.
motorboating their pecs.
Yeah,
is
Right.
what's actually
Right.
happening.
I was like, that's clearly incorrect. One guy, so they cut to this one guy's girlfriend. This is the Power Tools girlfriend, and on screen it gives her the title Power Tools girlfriend. So
Great.
she's like, "Oh no, I hope my boyfriend doesn't flip that girl. That's our thing." And of course, Power Tool flips some girl. She's like, it's totally distraught about this.
Oh yeah, so she's like in tears. She's like, I can't believe he would flip some other girl around like that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, you dummy? How do you think he learned how to do that move?
These women are like such a mystery to me. They're like, well, this guy likes to go clubbing like every night of the week, and I never go because I don't like clubbing. And I'm just like, what? What's going on? What relationship are you in?
Yeah. It's man.
You're like,
So
if these aren't like actresses and this isn't like fake, like it's real hard to imagine that they're in these relationships and like, you know what we need to do? We need to go on Tool Academy to save our relationship.
well, I mean, I guess that like the girl went to VH1 and told them about the guy, and it's like you should like
Yeah,
I want
that's
to be on
definitely
this.
how it's pitched. Is
Yeah.
Right.
The women went and were like, I want me and my guy to be on this show so you can make him into a better man to save our relationship.
Which seems insane.
But
like,
then-
who would ever
Well,
do that?
There's also a shot at the 100K.
I guess you
Yes,
get the
there's the
100K.
100K.
But
yeah.
then, how do they get the guy to think he's on Mr. Awesome?
because those guys are dumb as shit, and like
do
it
you
would,
mean?
you can just convince them that they're going on
Both
Mr.
of these
Awesome.
people, girls and guys, are dumb.
That's how they're on the show.
Yep.
Because you would not go on that show if you were not a dumb person.
I don't think you'd go on this
I
show,
think
Chris.
you can go on
Let me
any of
say
these
that.
shows.
I think that there are some reality shows you might go on if you're not if you're
like
if you're not
Jeopardy.
dumb. Yeah, I don't know if it's a reality
Well,
show,
that's a game show, I think.
My dad was on Jeopardy. True facts.
your dad was on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
How did
What?
you do?
He won twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we gotta watch this show and do a podcast on it.
Yeah.
Why are we not
Okay,
watching
I'll
this
get
show?
the VHS shipped out.
Oh man.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
wait,
he have
does
to face
anyone
off
have
against
a-
Ken Jennings?
No, this was the 80s.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
who has a VHS player though?
Nobody.
Yeah.
We'll have to all go to the library to pop it in a VHS player and watch it.
All right, we'll just podcast from the library.
Great.
Oh, nice idea.
Do you think they have equipment there, or do we have to bring our own?
I mean, I feel like Seattle Public Library could probably accommodate who put this on.
There was some way weirder shit going on at the Seattle Public Library.
Do you have like a story on that, or
Oh no, it's just like famous for hobos just go in there and
in what?
what do you think?
I don't know.
let the public know, Yo-Yo Max. We need
you
to know.
use the computers, go to porn sites.
Sure. Okay.
All right, so
Hobos
should we,
and porn
should we
too.
wrangle
Moving
this
on.
back in?
Yeah, let's do it.
So eventually, the guys, after they do this run on
Fashion
the
show.
fashion show, sorry,
Do the run.
they're told they were going to go to a party with all these women. So the women go inside, and then the guys go inside, and they're like, "Oh, there's no girls here anymore." And then the girlfriends get brought out.
They were so excited to be going to the party too. Like they were really
Super
excited.
excited.
Oh, yeah.
They were real. We have to take a step back.
Okay.
before the runway thing, they're all like, "Okay, guys, you're about to go on this runway."
Oh my
they
God.
all
Oh my-
immediately start pumping iron.
Yeah.
They get the weights out, and literally all the dudes are just bicep curling and doing trap lifts. Like, what's going on?
Push-ups.
Yeah,
That
there's
was-
push-ups or bench
That's how you
pressing.
got to make the muscles
Yeah.
pop.
There was
You gotta
so much
use
baby
them.
oil in that
Gotta
scene.
make
Like,
that
what do you
booty
think the baby
pop.
oil
Just
budget was
get,
like on that?
getting oil. Yeah. Yeah, let's try and break down what I just spent on baby oil for that scene. What do you think? Like, bottle of baby oil's like $20, $30?
Let's break down the economics.
I don't
for our
know.
I feel like
viewers.
we should
That's probably
ask-
$2,000 in baby oil.
Yeah.
$2,000 in
something
baby oil?
A
Yeah.
lot of baby oil going.
How
But
much-
that was just ridiculous. Like, I couldn't let that one go. Sorry.
So how do you think the baby oil budget of Tool Academy compares to the baby oil budget of like a Fast movie?
I mean,
Fast movies
wait,
off
wait.
the charts.
Are we just, are we
movies
just
way-
counting The Rock, or are we counting the whole
We're talking
crew?
about Rock, The Rock,
Yeah, The Rock.
Vin Diesel,
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne The
Dwayne
Rock
Rock
Johnson,
Johnson.
Vin Diesel.
the
I mean,
Johnson Rock.
obviously, great actor.
I'm not sure that Paul Walker gets oiled up.
I don't think he's oiling.
You know,
I think he's not oiling.
I
He's
feel
going more
like-
for that clean look.
Are we
I
talking
feel like
like
Tyrese.
Are we talking like Fast 1 or are we talking about like
We're
Fast
talking about
5?
we're talking about the only ones, so like 5 and 6.
I
Ooh,
think
best.
whoa,
The
hey
Rock-
now, hey now.
I think The Rock single-handedly, his baby oil budget is more than Tool Academy.
Yeah.
Let
Like
alone
the whole
anybody
season.
else.
Right.
Oh my
Like-
god.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson's definitely.
I mean, I
out
guess-
baby oiling all these people.
You got to be baby oil though.
I mean, I guess that The Rock has a lot of surface area to cover
Yes,
for the
that's
for
true.
the baby oil.
and
so.
he's a lot more days where you're filming. Like
Right. He has a lot more film time.
Yeah,
like
that's
these
true.
tools are there for 30 days.
And he's doing
That's about
action
it.
scenes. He's got to, like, it's getting knocked off. He's got to reapply for the next take. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh man.
So do you think these guys have baby oil in like the bunk area where they're sleeping? So they just oil up before they like go out with no shirt on?
Oh,
I mean, if the producers knew what they were doing, there'd be baby oil
There's just baby
everywhere.
oil everywhere.
There's just beer and baby oil. There's randomly just like people just have like a can of beer in scenes, and you have no idea where it came from.
But I also love that it was like unbranded beer. It was just like a blue can with no labeling of any
Yeah.
sort. It was just like a generic blue.
They
like,
probably had to like
nothing.
print
Some
over
sort of
it.
natty
Yeah,
light.
yeah. They
Who
probably
knows? Yeah,
print
who
over it.
knows? It was
No
just-
one wanted to product placement their beer on this show. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
Natty
pretty
Light could have
unbelievable.
probably benefited from being the official beer of Tool Academy.
for sure.
I mean,
If I was a
that
marketing
one dude
manager
was
for
real
Natty
smooth.
Light.
Obviously, he had 14 girls in a week, every week.
Every week, which
know.
is approaching Wilt Chamberlain level.
Right.
That's
So he had his Monday girl and his like night girl, and then he had his bottom bitch. I think
bottom
is what it
bitch. Yeah.
was. Dear God,
Which
What
was
is
his
going on with this
girlfriend.
guy?
Can someone define bottom bitch for me?
There's an episode of South Park that defines it for you.
Okay.
It's your number one girl.
What's the difference between bottom bitch and main bitch? Because I feel like I've heard Luda talk about his main bitch before, so I'm trying to get a sense of the bitch scale.
I haven't heard of main bitch.
Okay,
I think they're probably synonyms.
okay. But you think the bottom bitch would be like a negative thing? It's like she's not good. She's the bottom.
Well, that's the thing. It's flipped around. You think it's not good, but it's actually the best.
Sure.
I don't know if
Hashtag
it's-
pimp logic.
I don't think it's the best. I think she's the most reliable. She's always there.
You're just talking hashtags.
I said hashtag pimp logic.
Hashtag
We're
play
not
pimp
live
logic.
tweeting the show.
Now we are.
Are we live tweeting now? Oh God!
I set up GarageBand to auto tweet every time we
Every time you
say
say hashtag,
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
it spits it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Is
don't
that a plugin we can plug?
I can
Hashtag
make that
plugin?
plugin.
AU hashtag plugin.
Anyway,
So I guess we should get back to when the guys come in and the girlfriends get brought
we
out.
haven't even started the actual show yet. This is still Mr. Awesome.
Well, that's
I
the
mean,
point.
let's-
I want to get to the point where the guys are all like, with these shocked faces, like, what are our girlfriends doing here? Then the host is just like, you're not Mr. Awesome, you're tools. And then the logo, Mr. Awesome logo, explodes.
Oh,
Tool
man.
Academy logo.
And
That-
some of the guys are real excited about the
Yeah.
explosion.
That one guy's face, that thing explodes like this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It was a really good slow mo shot.
And the dudes were like really bummed out because they're just like, what? I thought we were going to a party. And this one guy in his little cutaway says, yeah, this is bullshit. I'm fucking Pac-Man, and you took my pellets away.
Totally. That was Modest, whatever. Guy.
Mega, was that Mega?
No, I thought it was Matsu.
I feel like
No,
Mega.
Matsuflex.
That wasn't Matsuflex. Oh no, maybe it was. I thought it was crazy blonde hair guy.
Oh
Or
yeah,
Sean.
Sean.
Oh, I think it might have been Sean, yeah.
Is that the guy with the like? The,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
hair
crazy
crossed
hair.
Sean's got
The
some
hair
sweet
swoop.
hair.
The hair
The hair
swoop.
What
swoop?
kind of tool is Sean again?
He was the power
Hold on,
tool.
I'm looking it
No,
up.
he was not the power
He's
tool.
the loudmouth tool.
Oh, yeah.
Tool,
Who was
that's
the
right.
power tool?
That was Rob.
Rob the power tool.
Rob.
Okay.
So
What about
Rob's the guy with
Sean?
the football injury.
So
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
Sean is long hair, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who do you think has better hair, Sean or Mayhem from Bully Beatdown? What do you think?
Mayhem's got some really cool hair. It matches his t-shirt.
It does.
It was
This guy's hair is
awesome.
not matching his t-shirt at all.
I still have not seen Bully Beatdown. So
Oh,
I have to
man.
abstain from
Long
this.
You're missing
story
out.
short, dude has black hair and has a red stripe that matches his red t-shirt.
I heard, though. I
and
heard.
it's terrible. Let me tell you.
It looks pretty cool. I don't know. I think
There
about
was-
doing the same thing.
There was actually some Mayhem news this week, so like we
Caught us by major surprise.
Yeah, so we found out like I guess he was in like LA or something, and like he got the cops called on him in his house for like a domestic disturbance or something, and like when the police came, like he refused to let them in. So like he ended up barricading himself inside his house, and then they had to send like the SWAT team to like bust him out of his house. And Mayhem was live tweeting this like raid on his house from the SWAT team. Is insane that was just in the news like right after we talked about that old freaking show. It's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Mayhem, if you have any comments, feel free to tweet at us.
Dude, I just gotta say, what did you think was gonna happen when two cops show up and like, hey, you're under arrest, dude? Right? We have a warrant for your arrest. We have 3 warrants for your arrest. Not even one. They had 3 warrants for the dude's arrest. He runs in the house, barricades himself in the house. What do you think's gonna happen? Like, they're just gonna be like, oh, I guess we're not gonna arrest you now.
Yeah.
Like, you're still gonna get arrested. Like, that's not gonna end in any other sort of way. So then, obviously the SWAT team shows up, helicopters are in suit, and dude's just tweeting like crazy inside, like, oh man, I hope they don't shoot me right now. It's like, well, maybe you should surrender before they shoot you.
Continue to barricade yourself inside the house, because when Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell roll up on you, it's gonna be a bad scene.
Yeah.
You're not gonna enjoy that.
It's true. They're gonna, what was that thing called? The hammer?
And
Panic
Michelle Rodriguez. Is that who else? is
Wait,
in that
Michelle
movie?
Rodriguez, like out of Grindhouse, or like Michelle Rodriguez out of Fast?
Out of SWAT. She was in SWAT.
Oh, I totally forgot she was
Yeah.
in. I totally forgot she was in that.
She was.
Yeah, I was picturing the Michelle Rodriguez with the giant gun boob things
Right.
shooting down the house.
Sure.
All right. So
I don't think that was Michelle Rodriguez.
So anyway,
So after
Let's talk
they
about
find
Michelle
out they're on this
Rodriguez.
new show, which by the way, the host would have been terrible for Mr. Awesome reality show. He's fucking 40 years old with like gray.
So
like
would
gray
you say he
hair.
was not Mr. Awesome?
He was definitely not Mr. Awesome.
But he does have a great deadpan for when he's
Yeah.
telling the tools what's up.
He
he
definitely.
was Jordan Murphy, host of For Love or Money on NBC.
Oh man.
Is that a future episode you're foreshadowing?
You know, his performance on tonight's show left me impressed.
He is by far the most normal host of any show we've watched so far. He's not insane
not Dan
Utopia host.
Ferraro.
Not Dan Pereira, whatever.
Is he more normal than Amazon Amy?
I would wager. I would say yes. He's a very normal kind of guy, and he does say things very matter of fact. He's like, "You are a tool." Like you're kicked off the show. Yeah.
Okay, let's lasso this back in.
Yeah. So they then,
Dudes meet the girlfriends.
Yeah. And then they
Everybody's like, oh, and then they go to bed.
Not with each other. The guys are all bunking up in like an army barracks style sort of situation.
Which they're not happy about.
No, that was,
I think- was it?
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean was bitching about it. He's like, "Yeah, you want me to sleep in this bed where I'm just putting my hand on this pole?"
There were a lot of
Yeah.
references to prison.
Yeah.
They were,
Yeah.
having
There was
Yeah.
a lot of bro. appendages
Were
to
they
every
going to
statement.
bring their Monday girls?
It's true.
Like, that's going to be hard. You have to,
those were some pretty small beds.
Yeah.
yeah. There's
Tiny
not a lot of
Tool's
privacy
good.
in there.
Do you think like when you're on a reality show like this, you get to like keep your cell phone with you?
I don't think you have your fells. No.
You don't think so?
No
That'd
phone.
be like I feel like that'd be kind of crazy. Like you're there for a month, you don't have your cell phone on you.
I mean, as we know, somebody tried that on Utopia and they got kicked off.
That's true. That's true.
Well, Utopia is a different story, though.
Right.
I mean, this
Do
is
we have a
not.
Utopia.
I don't have a
Kidding.
Utopia update. I mean, this isn't like a survival show. Like I feel like there's a lot of downtime.
But they still want to control like the messaging and stuff. They don't want you like sending out spoilers and outside of their like marketing strategy.
No, that's
and stuff.
true.
So they want to control how you like interact with the outside world,
But, like-
as much as they can.
Like, what are these guys doing in their downtime? Because like we saw about.
They're obviously chugging beers.
Right. They're just hanging out.
Well, they're playing
I mean, because
football.
we saw about like 2 days worth of content in that episode, and that's only like 48 minutes of show. So like, what is happening? the
1
rest
hour
of
is
the
1
time?
minute.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of them doing interviews for like a long time. Where like they
Right.
one by one they all have to do interviews with the producers. And
Oh,
those interviews
totally.
probably go on forever so that they can get like 2 useful seconds out of it. And
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're talking for like a good hour or more, right, per
Yeah.
person.
Wow,
And they pick out
hour?
something.
There's 16 people on the show.
I'm just saying, there's like you have to get a lot of footage so that you can actually trim it down and get just the.
This is
just
why
the
I
best
can't.
pieces.
This is why that's not my job.
Right.
Kill me now.
You got to get them talking for a while so
Right.
that he says, "I'm Pac-Man. You took away my pellets." And
Right.
you're like, "Success."
Yes.
You're not just coming up with that on
What
the
was the
first
time
take.
code on that? What was the time code on that?
So do you think there's like a guy in the background when they're filming, just going, yeah, just cheering, like fist pumping?
There's definitely someone just standing behind, just taking notes of like when guy says ridiculous stuff for the
Yeah.
edit.
That's I can see that happening.
So they go to sleep. They wake up, and
Well, they get woken up by like some sort of like military
Right.
horn thing.
and the military horn says, it plays the whatever the song is when somebody wakes up in an army camp.
Reveille? Is it
Yeah,
Reveille?
yeah.
Maybe.
Wait, no, is that when somebody's dead?
No, that's
We're really focusing a
no,
lot on
that's
the music section here.
that's taps when somebody's
Taps, yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
I think Reveille is when you wake up.
You're correct.
Sure.
And then he says you have to go to the therapist's room. And Sean, the crybaby of the show, Loudmouth Tool, he's all like, "Bro, I don't need therapy."
He has some great quotes. Yeah.
I didn't take notes this time, and I'm really sad I didn't.
What did he say? He's like, therapy is only for
Weak-minded
people, or something.
and I'm not
Yeah.
a weak-minded
and he
people.
stares into the camera when he says it.
Oh, yeah.
Weak-minded people.
Oof. Yeah.
It was a bit rough. So yeah, the therapy piece was a bit boring to me in
What do you mean?
comparison to the rest of the show.
During the so here's what happens during the therapy thing. They get all of these like couples in this room with
It's
this
100% group therapy. It's
100%
not, like,
group
paired
therapy.
off or anything.
and essentially like each person is like recorded a video saying like the guys have pretty much recorded their video saying like why they're awesome, and it's actually like why they're a tool, and the girls have recorded videos saying like why he is a tool also, like how he's treated them badly, and then they have to
Or
watch
why
those
why they're on the show.
right, and then like they have to watch those videos in the same room with each other. So like sometimes that guy, like that one guy's like yeah, I'm banging 14 bitches in 1 week kind of thing, and then his girlfriend's sitting next to him when his video's rolling. So it's pretty
What about
crazy.
the one dude who's just like, yeah, I got my girl trained. She does the laundry, does the dishes, cleans the car, like does everything. And I just, she knows when I say what's up, and she knows that I got it reining in.
It's not as bad as the one guy that said, "Hey, I banged this chick 3 days ago, and her name was Christine."
Yep.
But at the same time, he hasn't had sex with his actual girlfriend for like a while.
Ever.
And ever.
Ever.
Oh, I didn't catch that piece.
because here's his explanation. He said that he didn't want to have sex with her too soon because he didn't want to ruin the relationship. And apparently to compensate for that, he's just out there banging a bunch of other girls that are not his girlfriend.
Is this also the same guy that was the relationship where he's like, yeah, I didn't want to ruin the relationship or something. It was like a 3-year-long thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is.
man.
It is also the same guy
I
that
think-
later wins the bed making challenge. The same dude.
It's Matsuflex.
Matsuflex,
Matsuflex.
yeah.
Was that Matsuflex?
It was. It was
Yeah.
totally Matsuflex.
Wait. They haven't
Clearly the
banged
best
in
therapist of the
3
show.
Years?
Ever. They've never
Right.
never banged because
Are
he
they
doesn't.
like 12?
Saving for marriage.
No,
the dude's
he
just
doesn't
banging
wanna,
everybody else. What do you mean? That's why he's not banging his girlfriend.
He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to ruin
What's the
it.
point of the girlfriend then? I don't understand. Just like we're hanging out.
That's racist.
So did you just ask what the point of having a girlfriend is
Not
if you
like
can't
that,
just be
but
banging her?
I mean, just like why have a girlfriend if you're just gonna go out every night trying to
Oh,
find a new
man.
girl to bang?
I think Chris is
Laundry.
starting an application.
We are on a serious tangent right now.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not saying that's the whole point of having a girlfriend, but like
But
he's
if
just
there's
like
no
going
sex,
out
there's no
banging
point.
other people, and he has a girlfriend that he doesn't bang. Just like I just don't understand what's going on. I'm out. I'm lost.
It's
I'm
a
just
different
gonna shut up.
lifestyle, Chris.
It's a different lifestyle
That's right.
of having a boyfriend and never banging them.
I guess so.
Chris, it's about the laundry and the getting your bed
Right,
made
how else
and
is
the
your
cooking.
laundry going to get done in that one guy?
So I actually felt super bad.
Yeah.
Like that girl was really the only girl that I feel bad for in the situation because all the other girls seem to kind of like have their wits about them, but they're just not leaving these guys for whatever reason. Like she actually seems like she's like really like in love with this guy and super like dependent on him and stuff like that. Like I actually felt really bad for her.
And he more than a lot of the other guys seemed to feel really bad that she was watching it. Like
Yeah.
some of them were like sort of smirking their way through it a little bit, like trying to like not seem like look a little sad, but kind of we're still a little smirking. But he seemed like genuinely like, oh, this is real bad. That like I feel really bad about this.
I was surprised that like there wasn't at least one guy that after his video finished rolling just like stood up and gave like another guy a high five. I feel like that could have happened.
I mean, he was the only one we saw that actually like said he cheated with the person, like gave details the girl would actually know. Whereas, I mean, maybe
then she said like, oh yeah, that's my friend. I know that person. Like,
yeah, like that was real bad. And like for the like, we saw like 5 or 6 clips, and like that, like two of them had to deal with cheating. And like one was just like, I'm gonna be on Team Awesome. I'm gonna bang 14 chicks a week,
true.
which is clearly an over exaggeration. Like who
Got my
that's
Monday ho, because there's 14 days a week, obviously.
So how much of those clips do you think was like them just trying to exaggerate to be Mr. Awesome versus them like actual like what things they do in their life?
I mean, there's definitely some exaggeration, and there's definitely some like what you don't see in the clips is like the producers like egging them on like on the side and like setting them up to say horrible things, right?
I feel like they asked them some questions. There's like, so in a given week, like how many girls like you out with, right?
Yeah, like 5, 6, like five or
It's like,
6.
No, you got more than that, right?
Yeah,
you come on,
you're
you got more
Mr.
than that.
Awesome. I mean, you got a little more than that. I mean, come on.
Totally. Oh, he's like, oh no, yeah, for sure. I got 14.
I mean, like the last guy who was in here, he said he had like 10 girls like in a week.
So what are you bringing? What are you bringing?
Right. Like I feel like there's some of that going on.
All right.
There's definitely some exaggeration, but like if the beginning of the show is any indication of who they actually are, though, like I don't know how exaggerated they really are.
We should also mention the one woman who had the "It's Over" shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seemed like she was calling it a little bit early.
Sending a message.
Spoilers.
So then this group therapy session's over and they go to sleep. And then they
Oh, no.
I don't
Oh,
think
was that the same
That
day?
was the morning.
Okay,
thing.
I'm
Then
sorry.
there was a middle.
It was in the morning. So then there's like, all right, we have a couples challenge for you.
No, something happens before that.
Oh my
Max
God.
is right.
Okay, what happens before that?
The girls go back to their villa
The
and they're
guys-
just talking about everything that happened
Oh, yeah.
really seriously.
Oh yeah.
And the guys go play some football.
And like 2 minutes into it, Mega and Power Tool have a huge collision.
Yeah.
And
And it's great. The way they clipped that was like they totally made it look like the first play of the game was just a humongous injury, and dude's just bleeding out of the face.
The guy who
that's
did
character.
the guy who did the sound effect for that collision is a true artist. Like that really, really next level that collision.
You really felt that one. Didn't you?
I
sure.
really felt it. Yeah. But yeah, and then like Power Tool is just bleeding out of his face, and he's like bleeding, and then like for the rest of the episode, he has this like butterfly bandage in this cut and like a full on black eye.
Yeah.
And he looks like horrible.
He looked real badass though. I gotta say,
Yeah, I mean,
dude
I
looked
guess.
like he got in a serious bar fight.
I mean, it looked-
and like it's like you should have seen the other guy.
I mean, it looked like he got beat up. Is what it looked like.
it's true.
Yeah.
Will he beat up?
That guy, by the way, is gigantic. Like in that first
There's a
scene,
few of these guys
like in
that are
that first
big.
scene when he had his shirt off and he was oiling up, like that guy is huge.
I'm pretty sure you looked over at me and said, "Look at the guy's traps" several times.
I did. Did you see that guy's traps?
Yeah. I'm just like,
So there's this show, The Hero, which is hosted by The Rock, and you have all these contestants like doing crazy action show shit.
One of the best reality shows of all time.
And I
No.
think what should happen is, they're in the middle of one of these crazy challenges, like, cross this bridge between two real high buildings, and then you get to the other side, and then your girlfriend's there, and it turns into a dating show.
Oh man.
Oh no.
so it's basically The Hero, like
Except halfway it
word
gets
for
real
word,
shitty.
except on the other side of the thing is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Can we also combine it with like dating
Cut it
naked?
out.
So
Cut
they have to do the challenges naked.
I feel
Is
like
the challenges naked, or just when you get to the end, the girlfriend is naked?
Would The
just feel
Rock
like
have to be naked in
combination
that
of Mr.
situation?
Awesome
No, because Amy doesn't.
and The
get
Oh,
Hero
that's
would
true.
be great.
Right, the host isn't naked.
That's true.
That's why clothing is optional. So you
It's
see
a
the
pool area.
option of wearing clothes.
But I feel like when The Rock is in the mix, like he fully commits. Like he might go naked for
That's
that.
true.
It's doubtful. All right.
Moving on.
After this football match, they are. I think they're woken up after that.
I think it's the next day with
Yeah.
the challenge.
So I think it's like therapy, football, sleep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
getting woken up,
Get woken up.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Challenge, bed challenge.
Yeah, so the challenge is essentially like they give everyone like an unassembled IKEA bed like to build, and the guys aren't allowed to help build. They just have like the IKEA instructions, and the girls have to build the whole thing.
And they can't look at the instructions.
And it's supposed to test their communication skills.
which it clearly does.
I don't know, man. Those
Yeah.
instructions are real terrible.
For sure.
They like do not help at all.
I mean, I feel like if there's any test, it's, how good you can build something from IKEA together.
I feel like it's just more of a test of how good the woman is at like putting together IKEA furniture. Like if you've done it before, it's real easy. Like you're just like, oh, this IKEA thing. All right, let's put this thing together. If you've never done one, it's actually really hard.
Sure. I mean, it's a lot harder when you're trying to hammer in a screw, as the one girl was doing.
That was rough.
That was real bad.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
What doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter if
The
this
bed or
it doesn't
what?
matter if this is actually a good test of their communication skills.
Sure.
Really, it's
Yeah.
just like entertainment.
Right. So there's
Yeah.
a competition.
Yeah.
And
they get a nice setup where the guys get like a nice like recliner chair to sit in, and
With
they
some
have
beer.
like a whole cooler full of beer.
Yeah.
So the first thing they all do is they just start chugging beers.
Yeah, they do.
While the women are like, "Hey, can you help me start putting this bed together?" He's like, "Wait a minute, and he's
Let me
gotta,
chug this
take a
beer
good
first.
Chug first.
There was one point where like Power Tool was double fisting beers.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, why does Matsuflex have to take his pants off again?
because that
He's a naked
That's just
tool.
his thing.
that's
He
his
was a
game.
naked
That's
tool.
his game.
He's
Man
on
panties.
reality TV show.
That's true.
He was-
He's gotta pull his pants off.
He was able to restrain himself for a while, and then it looked like they were gonna win. He's like, oh, we're gonna win. The pants are coming off, and he just pulled them off.
I feel like he said something there. I can't remember what he said. If you felt there was like a one-liner, in
Yeah,
there,
something like
something
that.
about you can't tame the pants or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's probably not even close. But moving on.
You can't tame the
Um,
pants.
I can't get over how good that challenge was.
Yeah.
That was real good.
I mean,
it
it was
wasn't
real
bullshit.
good when that guy threw that beer like 200 yards.
Oh yeah,
man.
so one guy gets
That
real
was
upset.
Slacker Tool, I think.
Was that not Rob?
No, Rob is Power Tool.
Rob is. Yeah, I thought it was Power Tool that heaved that beer.
No, it
No,
was
no,
it was
no,
it
it's
was the
not.
slacker.
It was
Slacker Tool.
Yeah, so
Oh.
Slacker Tool, he gets real fed up. He like overturns his chair and just punts this beer forever.
That was a heave.
Yeah,
Oh man,
dude,
that was quite the beer toss. I do have to say.
like he. Okay, first of all, it's super hard to throw an open beer like that far. Like he just chucked it like over that hedge. It was like 70 yards, something insane.
Oh yeah, that was just a Hail Mary of a toss. I mean, somebody get that guy in the NFL.
Do you think that guy was like an All-American, like high school sort of football guy?
Flacco Elite.
Flacco Elite.
Flacco Elite.
Hashtag Flacco Elite.
Do we remember if he was the quarterback for the 2 seconds we saw them playing football before it turned into a hospital scene?
I don't know. I really wish I remembered because it just that scene was so short. So I don't know.
Well, regardless to say, Slacker Tool did not win the competition after his little meltdown.
After he threw that chair and beer.
Yeah, chair, cooler, beer, everything was just dismantled in that whole area. It was done.
The recliner though, he tossed that pretty far.
Oh, yeah.
That's impressive
Yeah.
toss.
This is really where you need the show to go back to being Mr. Awesome and just make that whole thing a part of the competition. Just how much crazy shit can you throw and how far can you throw it?
Yeah.
So they just have like a field of just random objects, and the guys just go and just start throwing them
Yeah,
around.
well, these are all objects that Mr. Awesome, quote unquote, would have, right? So obviously, recliner, cooler full of beer, and I guess those are the two
barbells,
things.
some barbells.
Oh yeah, some dumbbells. There should definitely be a dumbbell toss.
maybe
in there.
like
Muscle car?
maybe some giant sunglasses, like 10-foot wide sunglasses.
What is the picture of your Mr. Awesome?
I'm real confused about this.
They're
now.
all wearing like in the fucking last scene of that thing. That guy's wearing 2 sets of sunglasses.
But what's the whole 10-foot wide thing about it? Like, where'd
Because
that
it
come
has to be
from?
big for you to throw it. Because it's dumb if you just throw a regular sized pair of
No,
sunglasses.
That's part of the challenge. Is it's a really small set of sunglasses. You gotta chuck it really far.
Tiny's got this.
Oh, Tiny, goddamn Tiny's in the mix.
So Tiny was the one with the two sunglasses on in the
Oh, yeah.
the elimination. Yeah. Oh man.
So, anyway, the winner of this competition is Matsuflex,
Matsuflex.
and everybody else just
Matsuflex.
kind of gives up.
But
Well, no, they had to give up because that was the whole competition.
Well, yeah.
There's one winner and everyone else is immediately done.
Yeah, the stakes were really low because there was kind of one person who wins, and then the other people were just being judged secretly by the therapist on their communication skills for the elimination that night. So it was, yeah,
Right.
Which I feel like if you knew about that mechanic, you would probably just
Well-
not be a total asshole during that
That's
whole thing.
only
These
if you're
people
a
are
reasonable
tools,
person
man.
and not on the
these
Tool
people
Academy.
are not reasonable. You can tell these people that's what the thing
Yeah,
is.
Jordan could have gone up to them and been like, it doesn't even matter if you finish the bed, just communicate well.
Just-
and then they would have still been chugging beers and throwing recliners and stuff.
Double fisting. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Well, most of those people need to win. These people are the insane people that will go out of their way and just like win. That's it. That's all that matters. So that's
So-
why you throw recliners when you're not winning.
Oh no, you're spot on. And I totally just remembered that during the pickup football game that they also made a drinking game out of that.
Oh yeah, they did.
I totally forgot about that till
I
just now.
did
They're like,
not
"Yo, we're
see
playing
that
football.
at
Okay,
all.
here's the drinking rules."
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
It's like every time someone completes a pass, chug your beer, and it's like it was like something insane. Yeah,
Every time they miss, everyone drinks a beer.
They're doing
Yeah.
their job for us.
yeah,
Oh man,
insane.
Oh,
Do you
no.
think that they had these names before the show, or they were like, "Oh, I'm going to be on like this
I'm gonna call myself celebrity."
Mr. Awesome Show, so I got to have this awesome nickname.
Well-
so I'm just going to be celebrity."
Okay.
No, the celebrity's girlfriend was definitely like, so there's my boyfriend and then there's celebrity, and like my boyfriend's really nice and celebrity treats me terribly. So like this, at least celebrity, there's definitely a history of him being a celebrity.
Yeah, and she also described her boyfriend as a like reserved, kind of mellow dude. And this is also the same dude later in the show as celebrity with the like $100 bills on a string guy.
Yeah, celebrity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real mellow.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh, man.
anyway, after this competition, the winner gets to have like a date night, and there was some sort of talk about, "Oh, is this the night? Is this the night?" And then like we saw them kiss, and that was like it.
So
Please tell me, Harrison,
Yeah.
you gotta have the quote on this.
yeah, so
one.
I actually like wrote down the quote, and he kept on saying things like it's a garage that I really want to park it in, like
and winking at the camera,
it,
kind
it
of.
being his penis.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the garage?
This is the
You know.
the 3-year-old. This is the 3-year-old girlfriend that he hasn't banged.
Yeah.
He wants to put his.
I think you
It's really
undersold how awkwardly he said it, though.
He did say it really awkwardly. Well, there was about 5 seconds of him kind of stumbling around before he kind of got to that part. He's like, "Yeah, she has a garage, and I want to put something in it. I want to park something in her garage." Like it's very strange. Really weird way to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but normal people don't normally bang when there's giant lights and cameras all over the place. So we didn't really see anything of that happen, and I don't think we would. I don't.
It sounds,
It's
you
not
sound a little
Utopia.
disappointed there.
It's not Utopia.
not
Chris
Utopia.
sounds a little. He was looking for like the live after dark.
We
feed there.
definitely. Well, I mean, Utopia set the expectations real high for that. So
Okay.
like you gotta have the expectations there, James.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah, well, he clearly was not going to be able to park anything in a certain garage with these giant cameras and all these bright lights.
Yeah.
Well, we
On
don't
the
know
bed.
whether or not he was able to park it or not. Like that wasn't really clarified.
In that like bunk room with like 10 other dude tools.
No.
on the bed they made.
They spent the night
yeah.
on the bed that they
the
made.
bed that's out in like the courtyard of his
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Okay, got it.
They won the right to spend a night under the stars.
What's sexier than a mosquito bite
That's true.
or 7?
On your dick.
What? What?
Let's clarify.
Oh,
on your
no.
car.
Sure. Yeah. on your car. Yeah.
Come on. Let's keep this. Keep it clean.
Keep it PG.
Keep it clean out there, kids.
Anyway.
So next day,
That's when they go to the elimination ceremony, right?
yep.
And so they're supposed to get dressed up in these blazers, and then as their academy uniform to go. But a lot of them decided they needed to sort of put their own personal touch on the uniform idea. So they've got like sleeves cut off and just like cut up the blazer in weird ways. And Slacker Tool is wearing his tie around his head.
Yep.
And they're not really projecting a good non-Tool atmosphere for this elimination ceremony.
That really reminded me of the scene in like School of Rock where like all the kids go and like modify their school uniforms to be awesome, and it feels like that's what they're going for with that.
I feel like they still think they're on the Mr. Awesome show.
No, yeah, totally.
because
And they're
because
just not.
because I don't think the guy with the tie around his head really understands that like that makes him look like a tool,
Right.
And that's going to cause him to lose the show when he does stuff like that.
Oh my god, that whole scene just made. I was just like, really, guys? What if? Clearly, you know, you're just Mr. Awesome right now. I guess is the only way you can think
like
about this.
the best one was Power Tool because he had the sleeves ripped off of that blazer,
Right.
And he had that fucking black eye with the butterfly bandage, and he looked like he was just in an insane like bar fight. Oh my god!
I thought if I was the therapist, I would have walked in on the on this thing and seen Slacker Tool with the jersey cut up like that and the tie around his head, and would just been like, I don't care what my decision was before, I'm kicking you off because I just can't handle this toolness right now.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous, a little out there. Also, I'm confused why it's Tool Academy. I feel like you're going to this place to learn how to be a tool.
Okay.
Now, how do they go to this place to learn how not to be a tool?
Can we take a 20-second detour? Why is the show not called Tool School?
Tool School,
Tool
yeah,
School.
because they were too cool for Tool School.
It's like
Too
hard to
Say
say.
that 5 times fast.
Too cool for Tool School.
That's why that show's not called that. I'm pretty sure.
I think they feel like Academy sounds classier, and it's like, you know, there's a
yeah.
juxtaposition there between Tool and Academy.
It does, and it also gives them the license to have more of those snazzy blazers. So
Yeah, the Blazers goes with the Academy motif real well.
That's true. That's true.
with the patches, like,
Yeah,
like
so
very like
there's
prep
the
school
blazer
kind of
with the
situation.
normal red patch, but then to stay on the show, you got to get the blue patch.
They have 2 patches on those jackets. At the end
Well,
of that
not
thing.
everybody gets the blue
Yeah,
patch.
well, not everyone.
You know, let's not get carried away here.
The producers made the best decision in kicking off probably the most boring character on the show in the first episode.
Right. I feel like they really rewarded you for being so they either reward you for being like kind of trying to improve, but mostly just being real entertaining and real ridiculous.
Yeah,
so like
I don't-
you're staying on the show.
I don't
Oh, yeah.
think the person who had tried the least hard and was the most Tool-like still actually was the one that got kicked off.
Someone threw a recliner in the competition and didn't get booted. Like that, his performance was so much worse than the guy who got kicked off.
And he's wearing a tie around his head. At
Yeah,
the
the mark of a tool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He
Was that
was
Tommy?
one of
I
the-
think that was Tommy.
Tommy.
He
Yeah.
was one of the 3 almost getting kicked out, though.
Right, he was in the final 3, but the other 2 in the final 3 were both great. They were real entertaining.
That's why they weren't going to get kicked off.
Yeah, clearly not.
They kicked off the guy who wasn't listening to his girlfriends because her hands were hurting.
Yeah. So
That's just so boring.
So the guy who got kicked off is essentially just like, it's like, I'm not going to read the instructions. They don't matter.
Instructions are obsolete.
Instructions are obsolete, I think was the quote. That's
Yeah.
oh my god.
Oh
So-
my god.
So, like, I do want to point out the way the host said, take your tool patch, and also the way he's told the guy who got kicked off, you're just a tool, was just some great delivery on those lines.
Absolutely.
We
Oh,
did
yeah.
touch on how awesome he was.
Yeah, so then they just roll like this dude rolls outside. All the girls are waiting outside to see like which of their men is coming out to like go home. And at that point, they have to decide on the spot. I think,
Yeah.
if they're going to stay in the relationship or they're going to go separate ways.
You know, and that decision probably doesn't have a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It's like they're not signing a contract or anything.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. But even so, the dude's like, she's like, okay, well, what do you have to say? And dude was still just, I don't know what you want me to
He's
say.
he's like, I love you.
No, it was like,
No, he did not say
Okay.
that.
No, he did.
No,
No, that was after in the car.
So hold on. Earlier in the show, during the therapist phase, you know, this girl says
Phase.
he never says. Yeah, it's a phase. This girl says, you know, he never seems to appreciate me, and he never says I love you, and that sort of stuff. So here she is trying to get him to say something, and he just says like,
don't worry about it.
"Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
That's exactly what
Don't
he
worry
says.
about
He definitely
it."
says,
Don't worry
like,
about it.
she's like, I want to know how committed you are, and he just says, don't worry about it.
Channeling
And he's like-
Tommy
and then they
Wiseau.
hug and
Literally.
kiss.
And she's like, oh, okay. As long as you put it like that.
Don't worry about
Let's drive off in the
it,
car
Tommy.
They both get in the car, and then all the other women are like, "Can't believe she got in the car. I wouldn't have gotten in the car."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mind
totally.
you, this is like 2 days.
2 days in. Yeah,
In
so
this
clearly
Tool
there's not been
Academy.
enough time. They haven't even done like any like therapy sessions. Like all they did was sit in that like room for like the 30-second clips or whatever it was, and be like, "So how did you feel about that?"
And then fail at making a bed.
And fail at making a bed, and now they're going home.
Yeah, they got the $2,000 for being on the episode, and they're like, "Yeah, we've done it."
Relationship fixed.
Right. Oh my god.
All
So I guess that's about the end of that
All
whole
right,
thing.
guys.
That's the show.
Best worst characters. Let's get this
Oh
moving.
boy.
Rob, go.
I think I'm gonna give my vote to Mega. I think Mega
Oh yeah.
had a lot of had a lot of good stuff, but also a lot of potential for going forward.
Mega's a goddamn all-star. If we're being honest.
Was he the pimp tool?
He was.
Play a pimp tool.
play a pimp? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Tiny Tool. He's got his bowling ball out there. He's way different than everyone else. He's just like,
Can we go to that
I feel
closing
like-
scene
hold on,
where
hold on.
they're all in the room,
Yeah.
right? They're all in this main room, and they're like, "Okay, let's go to the next location." Meanwhile, Tiny Tool proceeds to bend down and pick his bowling ball up to carry it out of the room with him.
It's his bowling ball.
He's going to need that bowling ball the next thing they're going to go do right now. Why does
I
he
mean,
need
he
that
doesn't
bowling
want to
ball?
leave it. The crew can take it.
Yeah, that
It's his
prop.
bowling.
That
Here's-
whole prop of the show.
Here's my perspective on Tiny Tool. I feel like he's kind of a wannabe Tool. Like I'm not sure that he's actually at Tool status yet, but he's like he's
Oh.
kind of trying to like punch. He's trying to punch above his weight a little bit. I think.
I know,
Thus
that's
the
why
bowling
he's
ball.
great.
Yeah.
Thus
He
the
needs
bowling
to
ball.
go to the Tool Academy to become a better Tool.
Yeah, and then he
Nope.
can come on this one and learn how to.
Not be a tool.
Yeah. So yeah, totally agree. Mega was great. I'm gonna throw in Slacker Tommy,
Tommy.
Slacker
Beer can
Tommy,
guy.
Slacker Tool Tommy, beer can guy for his amazing throwing prowess. Like I feel like that earned him spot as my favorite character.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree. That's
Yeah.
definitely my best character pick as well.
Character of the week.
Is
Purely
it your,
for the
is
beer
it your
toss.
best worst character? Or is it your best
No, he's just
character?
the best character in the show.
Then you
This
gotta
is great.
give your worst character.
The
Oh,
wor-
worst character.
The worst character are all the girls in the show because no one gives a shit about anything they do.
Right.
Because all the guys are super entertaining on the show.
including the guys.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give a special call out to Kareen though, because the whole flip thing was just ridiculous. I just can't follow that mindset.
That
I can't
that was
believe he would flip another girl over.
Yeah,
Really?
That's
Wow.
so
the
ridiculous. Yo-Yo Max.
You know, I think Matsuflex just had the one-liners coming.
Yeah, he
He
had, the
was-
he had the best writers for this one for sure.
He was a quote machine for sure.
For sure. I'm a huge sucker for one-liners. Worst character... maybe the host. He sucks.
I thought that you liked the host.
Yeah, I've changed my mind since.
Okay, fair.
So
I like the host. I thought the host was pretty solid.
Not the therapist, the host.
Yeah. Oh,
The
actually,
therapist
we,
was so much more boring.
Therapist's worst character
we
is a
didn't
pretty
talk
solid
about the
choice.
therapist
Yeah.
at all. They don't even know if the therapist is
She's,
a he
like,
or a
so
she or what
secondary
accent she
of this-
has.
She's just in the background,
she's a
doesn't
British
matter.
woman who silently judges all the people.
As,
just
they,
sits
as
in her
most
little
British
room
women
watching
do.
the TV
Yeah.
and all the footage. And
All right,
it's just
guys. I think it's time to come up with some drinking rules for this show.
weird. Oh yeah.
Every time somebody establishes a drinking rule on the show, you have to follow it.
Yes.
Great. For the rest
It's
of your
gonna
life.
be hard to do while you're playing football, watching the show, I guess. But sure.
I
No,
mean-
it's just you have to adopt that rule for the rest of your life. That's what that is.
Tommy
yeah,
Wiseau
yeah.
gets to do it in a little room.
True.
I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, well, if we keep watching the show, there's a good chance there's gonna be some more drinking games on the show, so we can use that as a lesson forward.
That's true.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
the obvious one is anytime they're drinking, you have
yeah,
to
I was
drink.
gonna say that. Like when they're chugging a beer, you got to be chugging a beer.
Absolutely.
Anytime someone yells "man mayonnaise," you have to finish your drink.
That's excessive.
How
You're
about-
gonna be like 4 drinks in?
How
he
about
says man panties like 8 times in a row.
Well, get ready.
How
Better
about-
get a big case of beer?
how about take a drink anytime somebody takes an article of clothing off?
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Anytime somebody humps the ground,
Yeah.
or AK acts
Chug.
like a real tool, you have to take a drink.
For the humping, it's just chug until he finishes humping the ground. I think.
I don't know if it's gonna be a recurring thing, but I thought like every time they're like lifting weights or doing push-ups or stuff, you
Yep.
need.
Yeah,
to
that, I
drink.
feel like that just
Any
like,
sort of bodybuilding
anytime,
act,
like
right?
bodybuilding, like
Baby
real
oil.
tool, like kind of acts. I feel.
anytime somebody claims to have slept around with somebody who's not their girlfriend,
Sure.
you gotta take that many shots.
Oh man, 14 shots. You're dead in the first episode.
Max always
Max
wants to kill us.
That's
Max
true.
loves to kill people.
I feel like we're gonna have to put Max in like the bonus tier of drinking games, right? So it's like there's the normal tier and then there's like Max tier.
When I post these, I
Hard
definitely
mode.
put Max's
Yeah.
drinks at the bottom. Like
Right. It bumps the
if you,
difficulty
If you
up.
get this far, if you keep reading this far, I mean, maybe you can do these.
Right.
I wouldn't really suggest that.
Those are really the season pros of
Hard
drinking
mode.
games
It
and
is-
TV.
is
It's
hard mode,
Yeah,
hard
I'd
mode.
agree.
This one's for you guys.
Yeah.
How about
It's not easy being Max.
how about every time someone puts baby oil on themselves, you have to put baby oil on yourself?
Oh, what? I thought those were
No.
drinking games. What's going
You have to
on?
drink baby oil.
Oh
Oh, God. No.
Oh, no.
No. Let's just go ahead and loop that one back into the bodybuilding activity thing. Do it.
Sure.
How about every time the host says the word tool, you have to take a drink?
Oh
I
boy.
like it.
I like anytime the girls just act up real upset from their guys just doing clearly what they do all the time, act like tools. You gotta drink for that.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
What about you should drink every time you just yell at the TV, how are you with this guy still?
I definitely did that. a
Right?
couple
Or
times.
anybody that's in the room with you that says it, you have to do it right.
Who are these people?
Right.
Hey, to be fair, I say that every week.
This
true.
week is especially.
I think we should just
insane.
make that a drinking game while we watch shows with Chris rule.
Sure.
That's fair. All right.
Should we do our "Is this worse than Bully Beatdown" segment?
No, because we've found the new
Oh,
show
that's right.
that's worse.
Is this worse?
than Real Housewives of New Jersey?
There
Hell
we go.
no.
No. This is the best damn show we've ever done.
I
And
don't
that's
know.
the
I don't know.
truth.
I feel like they're more real. They like how they like.
These guys?
No, the Real Housewives. of
Spray.
New
You
Jersey.
mean Spray Tan City?
Yeah.
We are on a spray tan run right now. A lot of spray tan
Yeah.
descriptions and shows.
Yeah, I feel like Tiny Tool needs to get on that. He needs.
I don't think Tiny Tool's going the distance in the show. I'm going to call that right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
don't think so.
Yeah.
He needs some spray tan though.
I mean, so who do you think's in the lead on this show as far as like leading the pack?
In terms of not being a tool?
No. Who's in the front running for winning the show?
Matsuflex.
I was gonna say, Matsuflex won the first challenge, so
Right.
and he's clearly entertaining enough to stick around.
He's
Right.
entertaining. He's giving them the sound bites.
he
they
knows
want.
the right thing to say at the right time.
Absolutely.
I also feel that Mega is like super focused on the money, so I feel like he's getting his shit together. Like Mega's like, I'm getting that damn money.
Maybe
true.
Mega is doing exactly what we said, where you don't have to win the competition; you just have to do enough to not get eliminated. And
Exactly.
he's just gonna like roll under the radar.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that Mega is my dark horse, but that would be that would be
Racist.
sexist.
That's
Yeah.
actually racist.
That
Yeah.
would be sexist.
That's sexist.
That's sexist, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
sexist.
He doesn't know the difference.
All right, guys. Do you have
He
anything
just
else
doesn't
you want
know.
to say about this terrible show?
I mean, awesome
It's not
show.
that terrible.
It was great.
I enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie.
If you haven't seen Tool Academy, you should go see Tool Academy.
How
Don't
do
do
I
it.
view Tool
No.
Academy?
You
Don't
can
do
go
it.
to vh1.com and they have seasons 1 and 3 of Tool Academy streaming. We don't know what happened to season 2.
It's the forgotten season.
Yeah, maybe they pulled a Doctor Who and accidentally like lost all those tapes. I don't know.
I would suggest against that, please.
Go see that.
Okay. All right. So, guys, next week we're watching Millionaire Matchmaker,
The Millionaire Matchmaker,
Okay.
as it would be.
another great Bravo show. I know we had
Bravo.
Good luck, we had good luck with Bravo show last week.
I mean, Bravo and VH1 are giant sources of content for us.
Yeah, they pretty much are going to keep us going for years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really short and to the point description. I got to say, I like it. It's a one liner or a one sentence, I guess. Either way,
There is so much build up to this description.
Really so
I
much
can't
build
take
up.
it's
it.
gonna be really anticlimactic.
This is gonna be the best
All right, here
description
we go.
ever.
The Millionaire Matchmaker, the founder of an elite matchmaking service in Los Angeles, helps wealthy men find the women of their dreams.
There you go.
Okay.
And I let everyone down.
All right.
Which episode are we going to be watching here?
S1E1, I believe.
Season 1, Episode 1.
Is
It's
that
available on
Hulu.
Hulu Plus.
Ah.
If you are someone who has Hulu Plus, you can do that.
I mean, if you're following the show, you should probably subscribe to Hulu Plus. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're going to need it. And you can follow us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can follow us at Twitter at Who Put This On. And you could email us questions and suggestions.
What's that email alias?
At Who Put This On.
Oh, there it is. Okay, just checking.
Who put this on at gmail.com?
Yeah,
There we go.
sounds
Yeah.
good.
Thank you for disrupting me and not letting me finish the Gmail part. Thanks.
No, well, so because there's the who put this on here, who put this on there, and who put this on everywhere. I guess I don't know where I was going with that, but
What?
There's a lot of who put this on.
Nobody
All right,
knows what
all right.
James is
What are you
talking
talking about?
Plugs.
Are you delirious right now?
Max,
We're losing them.
Max,
We're losing
Max. Plugs.
Yeah.
Okay. James.
Canes J3 on Twitter.
Whoa, you skipped me.
Was there more to that?
You
Yo-Yo
said
Max?
I just said, yeah, it's time for plugs.
Oh, I thought that was like dramatic
Yeah.
pause. And then
Do you want?
nothing.
Do you have a plug?
I mean, now I feel bad about it. Just go on without me.
Okay.
Harrison, you got us plugs.
You can follow me on Twitter at Harrison Hoffman.
Rob, you got a plug? Your plug.
I'm on Twitter at RobKitz.
And you can follow me or Max. Max, you want to go?
You can follow me on Zenga at
Zanga. You have a Zanga blog?
at the real William Hung.
That's a throwback there. You can follow me at the Chris Lorenz on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next week.